Hi, I'm Austin Griggs from Ratty Muscle Cars. I'd like to start today a little bit about telling you what exactly a Ratty Muscle Car is, what the idea is, and how it all came, and how you can be a part of it. Ratty Muscle Cars is an idea that come to me as while I was in the U.S. Air Force. Didn't have the most money in the world. Times were pretty tough. So I scraped by, and I couldn't afford the muscle car that I always dreamed of. I couldn't have that 1970 Hemi Cuda, but instead what I was able to do is take the little bit of money that I had and pump it into a 1969 Dodge Dart. And one of the things that I learned from that car was that, it may not have been the fastest, the most dependable, or even the best looking car. It did have this unique capability to get people talking, and it was an interesting car, and everywhere that I took it, people enjoyed it. People would always say, "Oh man, that's a really nice, Charger or GTO or whatever it was." They would guess and be wrong at, but they didn't know exactly what it was, but they knew that they liked it. And the interesting thing about muscle cars is that there's so many of them, and there's so many different people coming from. I'm a Dodge guy, I'm a Ford guy, I'm a Chevrolet guy. We've got to drop this denomination, if you will, and get behind each other and realize that it's a dying breed. There's not a whole lot of them, and you don't see them on your daily commute ever. Rarely do you see one, but when you do, it's a true enthusiast behind the wheel. It's somebody that built the motor themselves. They typically know the history of the car, and they know what cam specs are in it, the gear ratios in it, because they're true hard-working people that enjoy a muscle car and want to make it part of their daily lives. A lot of us have muscle cars and have them maybe shoved in the backyard or under the carport covered up or in the garage disassembled where it's been for years. It may have been your high school car that you're waiting to hit the lottery or the kids to get out of the house, and maybe you want a sugar mama or something of that nature, and you think that that's the only way that you're going to be able to enjoy these muscle cars, because the prices are being inflated. And it's pretty common when you turn on the television, you see these chalk mark restored muscle cars, and you say, you know what, I'd love to have that, but is it really feasible for me to be able to pull out $30 and $50 and $70,000 to fix one of these cars? Well, the idea that we're trying to promote here at Ratty Muscle Cars is that you don't necessarily need that kind of money to enjoy one. I mean, it's very feasible for you to get on Craigslist and buy a car, whether it be a Plymouth Duster or a Nova or a Maverick or a Buick GS or something of that nature, and sling a motor in it from the mid-90s out of a pickup truck or something. Put a transmission in there, take it to your local transmission guy. Go to the parts store and pick up the brakes for the thing, swap it to disc brakes. Do whatever it is that you want to do with this car so that you can enjoy it, feel safe in it, as well as feel safe carrying your family in it. So what we would love to see more people do is get out in these cars without thinking that it's this taboo idea that you have to have this, that you can't have a car with a little bit of Bondo, a couple dents in the door, a little bit of rust on the bottom. Is it that bad and that disgraceful to drive a muscle car that's got a little bit of tattered and shows a little bit of its wear and age? It's that patina and that vintage look that people are going to flock to, and people are going to enjoy that. When you take it to local car shows, and you've got a guy sitting next to you that's got a Chevelle Super Sport, fully restored, perfect thing, and you got a Hemi Cuda on the other side. If you take it could be a Maverick, it could be a Duster, it could be a Chevy Monte Carlo, it could be anything. Park it next to those guys, and it looks like a true working man's car, a real enthusiast built car, not somebody that's got their Hemi Cuda next door that if you ask them, hey man, what cam specs are in your 446 pack? Well, they're going to give you this deer in the headlight look and say, well, I don't know, but it's a factory air car and it has a factory bench seat. Who cares? That does not matter. These cars were supercars in their day. They were built to be exciting. And even though they may not hold the candle to the supercars of today per se, but they still have this undeniable, enjoyable feel about them. You just can't get that from anything else except for these 60s and 70s era muscle cars. So I'd like to challenge you to, next time you look at your muscle car that's in your yard, in your carport, or in your garage, and just think about it. Say, do I really see myself fixing this thing to that of Barrett Jackson standards? Or do I just want to get this thing ready for next summer and take it to the local car shows and strap my kid in the back of it and feel safe and enjoy the car for what it is? So that being said, I'd love to hear some feedback. I'd love to see what you guys have. Please send us pictures to rattymusclecars.com. Send it to our Facebook and Instagram, Ratty Muscle Cars, as well as follow us on YouTube at Ratty Muscle Cars. So please, by all means, I hope that we're doing something here to pique your interest and get you excited about the idea that you too can have an enjoyable muscle car at an affordable price. So please, by all means, check us out on the web, and yeah, take care.